You want some friends to come next time? All right, okay. So what, make a party? Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm sure I could have a word with a couple of girls who could probably come along. Yeah, sure. Okay, well, I suppose I better go. There's someone in the reception. Okay, all right, cheers. Speak to you later. Bye. Do you have an appointment?
I'm afraid I don't know.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry. It's not possible. You see, Mr. Johnson's in a meeting right now. May I ask what it's concerning?
Tell him it's concerning Joe Langdon.
Just one moment, please. You may go straight through that way.
Thank you.
To someone about open day tomorrow, usually practice.
Please tell me that fuck Joe Langdon has come up with the goods. Because my investors are getting nervous. And he's making me out to be a right arsehole.
It was at that point I pretended to be Larry, my agent. We'll see, why confuse a good thing?
Well, you see, the thing
You look a bit too young to be an agent. I was expecting someone a little older.
Yeah, right. Well, I get that a lot. Nice place you got here.
It looked like Saul had hit on hard times. Not exactly the kind of office you'd expect from one of the biggest producers in town to be operating from. But then again, this industry is built on illusion.
Do you know the definition of a deadline?
I'm sorry?
Deadline. Do you know the definition of?
Yeah, I think so. It's a time limit for a completion of an assignment or a payment of a debt.
Do you know my definition of a deadline?
Okay.
It's the line that you cross at the risk of being shot.
I think I preferred my definition.
Right. Well, I'm sure if I explain it to my client like that, he'll get the message.
I hope so. For his sake.
I wasn't ashamed to admit that for the second time in my life, my bollocks dropped. I had to tell him something. Luckily for me, I come up with my best work under pressure. I told him Joe was writing something with Abby in mind, but that now he'd have to rewrite the character and the script. I felt like a real douchebag using Abby as an excuse, but I figured she'd forgive me. That seemed to buy me the time I needed, and the excuse for my fishing expedition.
A shame about Abby?
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, she was. So what happens to the film, she was working on now that she's, gone?
We haven't got enough footage to finish the film. So I guess we're going to have to scrap it. A real shame.
Yeah. And now I bet that's going to hit your pocket quite hard, hey?
What are you, my accountant?
No. I'm just a concerned fan.
Do you know me?
No. Look, I'm sorry I don't.
Obviously you don't. As you won't come in here asking me stupid questions like that.
Look, I'm sorry if I offended you. It wasn't my intention.
So what was your intention?
I just wanted to come in here, ask you a few questions and obviously insult you as little as possible.
So who's asking? Larry or Joe?
Joe. Joe's asking.
So he gets one. Just one.
Alright. Well, Abby was under contract for you for another 2 years, yeah? The word on the street is that Abby wanted out.
So Joe thinks that gives Saul a reason to kill Abby.
Well, what Joe thinks depends entirely on how reasonable you're feeling.
She wanted to do more theatre work, which I was happy for her to do. It was supposed to give her national exposure. You know, open up a bigger market so I could make a profit later on down the line when her films came out.
Well, that makes sense.
That's it. Fact is, whether she was doing theatre or film, she was still contracted to me. So, you tell me, what would be the point in killing a chicken that lays the golden egg?
Yeah.
Is Joe satisfied?
Very. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'll be right there, won't I? Excuse me 1 minute, buddy.
When I realized Saul wouldn't have benefited from Abby's death in any way, I was in a real bind. I decided to take advantage of Saul's absence by getting a crew list of what would have been her last film. I knew it had all the subtlety of a rookie cop's first investigation, but I figured a list of better suspects. There was none. When I found the list just lying on his desk, I was pretty sure he saw through my act right from the start. I got the feeling there's not a lot that goes on he didn't know about.
You got everything?
Yeah.